Hey guys, it's Nick from F150LEDs.com. Today we've got our 2024 Ford F150 here in the shop, and we're going to be showing you how to install an incredibly bright CREE XTE Paladin bar here on the front end of the bumper. It's going to give you an incredible amount of light, plus it looks fantastic. It's designed to fit all trim and grille types, so no matter what trim you have, an SDX here in this truck, it's going to look fantastic. The installation's easy, and we're going to show you how it's done right now. The first thing that we want to do is attach our brackets to each side of the LED bar. We're going to be using the top hole in each bracket and the included hardware to attach them to the bar. So once you've got your threaded bolts along with the lock washer, just tighten, hand tighten, and then we're going to use the included Allen wrench to get it about 90%. We want to be able to adjust the bracket, but it also stay in place. Now we'll repeat for the other side. With both brackets installed, now we can test fit on the bumper. So what we're going to do is carefully set the bar on top of this front edge and position it exactly where we'd like the bar, taking note that we don't want the bar to rub against the back of the grille. In most cases, the front edge of your bracket will slightly overhang the front edge of the bumper, and that we want it centered aligned with the Ford logo. Once we have the bar where we want it, we're going to carefully mark using a Sharpie the two post hole locations at the bottom of the brackets. Now that we've made our marks, we'll use a 1/4 inch drill bit to drill them out. Next, we need to remove these lower plastic bumper valence pieces. So we're going to be using the tools from the F150 LEDs Easy Installation Toolkit to easily pry them away from the truck. These are the compression tabs that hold the plastic piece to the truck. Then we'll repeat the same process for our passenger side. Now we can remove the brackets that we just installed in step 1 so that we can mount them directly to the truck's bumper. To mount our brackets to the truck, we're going to need to attach both a lock washer and a nut underneath the bumper. It's a little tight to get your hands in, so we're going to be using some painter's tape, but you can use electrical tape or really any tape that you've got handy to lightly tape the lock washer on top of the nut. This is going to make it easier when we're trying to get our hand behind the bumper to attach it to the threaded bolt. Now we're ready to attach our bracket here to the truck. So we're going to go ahead and put our bolt in the bottom hole and then set our bracket onto the bumper and feed our lock washer and nut behind the bumper in that opening where we removed the plastic valance. It's a tight fit, but you'll be able to reach up, and it's easier to screw the top bolt into your nut under the bumper. Once you carefully get the nut threaded onto your bolt, you can remove the painter's tape. Now securely tighten the nut and bolt. Then we'll repeat the same process for our passenger side. With both brackets securely mounted to the truck, we can now reinstall our bar directly to the brackets. Again, using the highest opening in our bracket, reattach your bolts. We're going to start both sides by hand tightening, then use the included Allen wrench to tighten to about 90%. We'll tighten to 100% at the end of the installation. Now we can reinstall our valance covers here. They just need to be pushed directly back in. Now we can install our harness down through this opening. So we're going to lift up on this rubber valance here, cover piece. We're going to go into the grille right under the hood latch. And then we're going to feed our harness using some needle nose pliers. You can also reach in with your fingers to pull the harness to our driver's side. Now this process will vary a little bit based on your grill, your trim level of truck, but the installation and process is basically essentially the same. Once we have our harness fed through the grill, we'll connect it to the light bar itself, making sure that we line the notches from the LED bar side to the harness side, fully seating them, and then tightening our collar lock ring all the way down. This will compress the rubber seals and give us that IP68 full weatherproof connection. Now we can pull the harness back through the grill. We're going to wrap our harness behind the bar like so. Then position our harness connector under this rubber cover. And we're going to route our cabling towards the battery. Now we can take an included zip tie and tighten our power cable here to the grill. This is just help us give a clean installation. Once we've got it tight, we can remove the excess from this zip tie. We're going to add an additional zip tie here closer to the middle of the grill. Now we're ready to connect our red positive lead from our harness to the positive terminal of our battery. So using a size 11 socket, we're going to remove this nut that's on top of the battery post. Set it aside and put our positive connector ring over the bolt, and then we will reinstall the nut using the size 11 socket. Make sure that this nut is firmly seated. Now we'll repeat the same process using a size 10 socket for our ground terminal and connect our black ground lead from our harness. Now we can use the included cable tie to wrap up any remaining harness that we're not going to be using and tuck it out of the way. Today we're going to be utilizing the included stick-on switch, so you can just start by routing your harness over to the driver's side of the cab. We do offer a custom auxiliary panel as well as a fully wireless controlled option and a premium in-dash switch that you can check out on our website. Once we get to the driver's side of the engine bay, there's a circular grommet that will allow us to route our harness from the engine bay to the driver's side footwell. To route our cabling through this rubber grommet, we'll need to pull it away slightly from the truck. Then we'll be able to push our harness connector through the opening, then reseal the rubber grommet, and we'll be able to locate our connector inside the driver's side footwell. Then we can take the included adhesive stick-on switch, and we're going to route this connector through the steering wheel column like so. You can reach under the bottom. It makes it a little bit easier and make sure it doesn't get snagged on anything. Once it's through, we'll be able to connect it to the harness that we just ran through the rubber grommet. And then it's up to you where you mount your switch. It's totally your preference, but we're going to mount it under the ignition switch on the right side here of the driver's steering wheel. Simply remove the 3M protective layer, decide where you're going to mount it, and then firmly press down to make sure that 3M has a good adhesion.
So that's all there is to installing the 180 watt CREE XTE Paladin bar here on your 2024 and up Ford F150 series truck. It will make you and your family safer when you're off-road, improve your driving performance, plus it looks fantastic on the truck. You can check it out right now at f150leds.com, where you'll find all of our custom built LED lighting products built specifically for your Ford F150. We truly appreciate your support. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube below and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at F150LEDs. We truly appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you at f150leds.com soon. Thanks, guys.